Hey, Road Warriors, Pastor Chris here. Just want to say hello on this beautiful Wednesday afternoon. Um, just really am excited to see you guys again this coming Sunday. It was great. We had a great Sunday last Sunday, and I'm so glad that there's so many of you there and we're able to hear God's word preached. So this past weekend, answered prayer. Okay, I want to say thank you to those of you that prayed for our elder retreat. We went away for 24 hours, and our elders had a chance to talk about what's happening at the road, talk about the vision, the mission, what's happening over the next 3 to 5 years. That's how far we're trying to think ahead and just to pray ahead and say, okay, God, where are you taking the church? And one of the things we talked about that I thought was really interesting and something that you can actually do is we asked the question, what do our actions say that we value? Because we were trying to think, what are our values, our core convictions, the truths that we stand on for our whole church? Like, what do we guide the church by? What are those core convictions? And so we asked the question, what do our actions actually say that we value? And it was interesting. We came up with a pretty good list of things. And what was interesting is we'd say, okay, well, we say we value this, but the way we're acting is like this, and so there's not necessarily this matchup. And so that was a good exercise for us to do, and I think you could do that in your own life. You say, what's important to me, and do my actions actually correspond with that? And so we were going through that process for the church, so that was really good. Thanks for your prayers as we had that meeting. So listen, I want to remind you, 7 for 7 commitments. If you made a commitment, the little cards I gave you, and you wrote down 7 names, people you're praying for, keep praying. I've been praying for my 7. I've been praying for your 7. I've got a stack of cards like this. Over 30 people at the road said yes to that commitment and have been praying. So I've been praying that God's going to just do some big things over the Easter weekend. So last Sunday I challenged you from Mark chapter 6 verses 7 through 13. Jesus sent the disciples out 2 by 2. They went out healing, casting out demons. And we talked about the fact that the disciples were probably not ready. They weren't prepared necessarily to go out. This was early in the ministry. But Jesus said, I want you to go out. Don't take much with you. Just go from town to town. And you're going to have to rely on me to perform this ministry. And so we just threw out this challenge as a church and said, hey, you know what? It's not about being qualified. It's not about being ready. If we waited in life to be ready for most things, we'd probably never do them. And that's true when it comes to obeying Jesus. We need to just step out in faith and trust that God is going to help us as we walk in faith and obedience. And so that was the challenge from last week. If you haven't seen it, you can go back to Facebook and catch up and watch that online. And then this week, I would encourage you just read the rest of chapter 6. We're going to be starting in verse 14. Just read through, maybe actually read till about verse 30, okay? And you'll know what we're talking about this Sunday, just as a little preview. Go ahead and read that and be ready for it. So anyway, just wanted to say, hey, praying for you. I love you, my Road Warriors. Just love my church family and appreciate you guys so much. And I hope I see you Sunday. Have a blessed remainder of your week.